Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Forex Crypto Hub. Welcome back to our weekly market forecast. And as usual, we're going to start with sentimental analysis. Then we look on fundamental analysis of the economic calendar, how it looks like for this coming week, and then from there we can look on technical analysis. So starting with the sentiment analysis, we are going to use my FX book, and then under my FX book we go to community and then sentiment, and under sentiment we are going to check out here on a few tests. So first we look on Euro USD. On Euro USD, you can see 74% of traders are on shorts or sells, while 26% are on buy. So there is a probability that this coming week we are going to see Euro USD being on buys. I'm going to go to GBPUSD. You can see 68% are on sales as well, while 32% are on buys. So there's a probability you're going to see buys on the same. Moving forward, we check on gold. We check on gold or XAUUSD, and here is gold. So for gold, you can see 43% of traders are on sales, while 57% of traders are on buys. Whereby, if we have this kind of statistics, there's high probability we might experience some consolidations, but let's wait and see how the week is going to perform. Now, on the other hand, remember we have had news coming out over the weekend and so on, so that Trump is covering that Iran decided to fire some gunshots after the agreement and opening of the Strait of Hormuz on was it on Friday? Yeah, I believe you saw on Friday how the markets were crazy. So whatever these guys said might be a sign. So the talks will resume on Monday in Pakistan. So you can say this is from CNBC. I normally check on those sites, CNBC, Bloomberg as well. So US, UK, special relation. So tomorrow there's a probability Trump says new Iran talks to seek end of Hormuz standoff. So we might see the market open with gaps tomorrow. We might see the market open with gaps tomorrow. So let's wait and see how it happens. So I would like to show you something here. We call it hyper liquid. So if the market over the weekend makes a move, you can just use this site and check on it so that you will see. So like currently this is oil. You can see oil price is currently at $8.39 per barrel for crude oil. Let's check on now the real chart and see how the market closed on Friday. Let's see how the market closed on Friday on oil. Let's see how the market closed on Friday on oil. Let's see how the market closed on Friday on oil. That is US oil, US oil. US oil. So you can see on Friday the market closed at what 83.99, and then on the other side you can see it's at 88.39, let's say 88.4. So we might see the market open with a gap on that. Let's look on gold, on this hyper liquid. On hyper liquid, let's check on XAU USD. XAUUSD. So XAU, that is gold. Let's see. As for gold, you can see here the market is at 47.93. 47.93. Now let's go back to our normal chart and see how the market closed on Friday at what price. XAU USD. Let me just use this. The market closed at 48.31, and we have seen here it's at 47.93. 47.93. So you might see that kind of difference when the market opens. So make a confirmation on that, observe and see something on that. Again, compare gold prices and Bitcoin prices. How Bitcoin behaves over the weekend, watch it on gold on Monday. So you have seen that Bitcoin over the weekend it's been very bearish. BTC has been very bearish. Bitcoin has been very bearish. You can see the market has been very bearish over the weekend. Bitcoin has been very bearish. You can see all the way. Market dropped. It even filled the gaps which were left on Friday after the announcement of Iran opening the Strait of Hormuz and so on. So you can see how the market has been bearish. Expect to see the same thing on gold tomorrow. So that is it on that. Now let's check on the economic calendar. That is now fundamental analysis. Let's check. So this is what I was talking about. Iran fired bullets in the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. We are offering it. So Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Many of them were aimed at friendship and fighter from the United Kingdom. That wasn't nice, was it? My representatives are going to Islamabad, Pakistan. They will be there tomorrow evening for negotiation. So let's follow up and see what happens on that. Let's follow up and see what happens. So tomorrow being on Monday, you can see that the most important news tomorrow will be on Canadian dollar. It's going to be on Canadian dollar, and that will be CPI on Canadian dollar. It's going to be the CPI on Canadian dollar. That will be tomorrow. So for this one, you know, most of it I don't follow up with these economies much. So if you trade Canadian dollar related pairs tomorrow, be prepared. Know that there will be news tomorrow. Yeah. So we're going to have a Canadian dollar CPI tomorrow, and then on Tuesday we will be having NZD CPI quarter to quarter. Then we are going to have the climate count change on UK. That will be at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Later we're going to have core retail sales, that is in the US. We're going to have core retail sales in the US. That is month over month. And retail sales month over month as well. So that's the news we'll be checking on in the side of the US on Wednesday, and then we move forward to Wednesday. We are going to have CPI on the pound. We're going to have the pound GBP. We're going to have CPI. We're going to have CPI pound. We're going to have CPI, that is year over year. We are going to have the GBP CPI. On Thursday, we'll have in Europe, we're going to have Germany flash manufacturing PMI, as well as Germany flash service PMI. Later, we will have the pound flash manufacturing PMI and also the flash service PMI as well. And then which other news? Unemployment claims, that is the US, the weekly unemployment claims. Remember, you can see last week it was at 207,000. So this week I still expect an actual less than forecast, which is a good news for the dollar. I still expect an actual less than forecast, which will be good news for the dollar. So that will be on Thursday. So let's see on Friday, what do we expect? On Friday? So on Friday, the news we have here, which looks the most important news we have on Friday, is going to be the retail sales, that is on the pound. The retail sales on the pound, that will be the most important news we'll be having on Friday. So with that being said, that's how the economic calendar looks like. So you have seen the most important news this week will be CPIs from different countries, and from the US we are going to have the retail sales. So those are the most important news for this week. So with that being said, we can now move forward now and look on the economic calendar. We can move forward, look on the economic, sorry, not the economic calendar, but we can move forward on the technical part, that is now technical analysis, and we'll first have a look on the dollar index or the DXY. We are going to first have a look on the dollar index or the DXY. So remember, we normally do what we call the top-down analysis. So you can see we had expected the market to come to this zone, and it happened exactly as expected. Market came to our zone here. So we are now expecting the market to keep going up. So we expected the market to do what? We had expected this market to drop to this zone, and then after dropping, After dropping to this zone, it goes up, breaks past this, then retest, giving us an inverted head and shoulders, which is a buy signal. So this is what we are expecting this coming week. I expect the dollar index to continue going up. So the dollar is going to continue going up, break there, then retest. We can look for more buying opportunities on the dollar index. So I'm still looking for this bullish dollar index. I'm still looking for this opportunity to buy the dollar. Now coming to 4 hour time frame, coming to 4 hour time frame, uh, coming to 4 hour time frame, coming to 4 hour time frame, coming to 4 hour time frame. You can see that in the 4 hour time frame, there's this then where the market looks like it's gonna form an inverted head and shoulders. So we might see the market drop a little bit and then start going up. That is on 4 hour time frame. So let's say, sorry, this is 1 hour actually. This is 1 hour time frame. So there's that possibility of the market forming an inverted head and shoulders. So that is it. That is it on the dollar index. That is it on the dollar index. Let's see. Let's see how uh, GBP USD looks. Let's see how GBP USD looks. Let's see how GBP USD looks. Let's have a look on GBP USD. GBP USD. So as for GBP USD, you can see that in the previous week we had expected the market to get out of this consolidation, then drop, then go up. But what happened? The market just broke up to the upside and went up. So uh, this week we might experience some serious sells on this. You might see this market selling back to this level over here, and then we can look for more buying opportunities. Remember on the sentimental side, we have seen that we can expect the pair to be on buys. We can expect buys to be happening. Also, on the other hand, when we look on DXY, we have seen that we can expect DXY to be gaining. So if the dollar index is buying, GBPUSD it's gonna be selling. So you can see for it. This was it. So you can see we have 68% of traders being on sales, while that 2% are on buys. So you can expect to get buys on this. But before the buys, we can expect the market to first give a drop, and then it can go up. So that is how that is how the pound versus the dollar looks. That's how GBP USD looks like. So let's have a look on gold. Let's have a look on gold or XAU USD. XAU USD. XAU USD. Don't forget, I had earlier mentioned that you look on hyper liquid and see what is probably expected. So you can see currently for gold now the price is still dropping at 40. It's now at 47.92. Remember on the real market which closed on Friday, the market is at 48.29, 48.30 there. So market open, we can expect a gap and we can get the market down there. So if you'll be trading gold, uh, look for a perfect opportunity once the market opens. So you can see last week this is what we had. Last week this is what we had. We expected the market to continue going up, and if the market sold, then gave a retest, we could have taken our sales. But what happened? The market opened very strongly bearish, and then it came back to this now the zone we had, and then it went up all the way. It went up all the way to our target. So now let's have a fresh analysis on gold. Let's have a fresh analysis on gold and see what we can expect from the market. Remember, we normally do what we call the top-down analysis. And top-down analysis, we start from the higher time frames, dropping to lower time frames. So in this case, my higher time frame here, I'm going to use the weekly time frame. I'm going to start analysis from the weekly time frame. So I'll start my analysis from the weekly time frame. I'll start my analysis from the weekly time frame. So now coming to weekly time frame, you can see that the previous 3 weeks, the last 3-4 weeks, the market has been very bullish. 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 So and you can see where the market is currently approaching. We have an imbalance over there. We have an imbalance where the market is kind of approaching currently. We have an imbalance over there. So I have marked the imbalance. I have marked the balance, which is around 5,000 and what? 5,010, 5010, 5010. Again, we have this level here, which happens to be a very strong support zone over there at 4450. So with these two, I now have my playground. With these two, I now have my playground. With these two, I now have my playground. So now I can go to daily time frame. I can go to daily time frame. Remember, I have said we normally do top-down analysis, and top-down analysis is whereby we start our analysis from the higher time frames, dropping back to lower time frames. Now, coming to this daily time frame, you can see this is how the market has been behaving for the last few days of the week, and currently, where the market ended, we had an imbalance over there. We had an imbalance, and the market tapped. Okay, it did not actually tap at the 50% of this daily imbalance, but it was almost there. Yeah. So now, when you look on the bigger picture of the weekly time frame, you can see market had formed what we call a double top pattern. The letter M pattern. Market had formed this double top pattern, and then it had dropped, then came back. whereby you can see it's a possible retest on the neckline. So we might actually see the market dropping this week. We might see the market dropping this week, but let's wait and see what happens this week. So on daily time frame, I don't see anything much. So let's see on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see on the 4-hour time frame. So maybe for those who ask what strategy I use, my strategy is price action, guys. My strategy is price action, but I've renamed it as market logics, which is a combination of price action and some concepts from ICT, which is now liquidity and imbalances. I also incorporate chart patterns for my entries. So this is a 4 time frame. This is 4 time frame. This is H4. This is 4-hour time frame. Now you can see the market closed bearish on H4, and where the market is currently approaching, we have an imbalance there. This is a 4-hour time frame imbalance where the market is approaching. Where the market is approaching is an H4 imbalance. Then from there, I don't see any other strong zone. I don't see any other strong zone around here. So let's check on 1-hour time frame. Let's check on 1-hour time frame. Now, coming to 1-hour time frame. Coming to 1-hour time frame, you can see is where the market is at, and from there you can see the next strong zone, it's around 47.44. Remember, when you look from the other side, that is hyper liquid, to see how the market is doing over the weekend. You can see currently gold is at 47.92. I earlier said that you use the hyper liquid and check for the pair you would be trading, so that you can see if once the market opens tomorrow, there will be a gap. So on gold, as you can see, what is been happening, there is high probability we are going to have a gap, because the market on the other side closed at 48.30, but currently the market is at 47.92. So let's wait and see what happens when the market opens. So I can expect this market to keep dropping and go past this zone. And actually, if you come to 1 hour, you can refine the zone. You can refine the zone to this one. If you refine the zone on 1 hour, it's going to be like that one. And maybe let's check on 30 minutes if we have a better refined zone. So coming to 30 minutes is still gonna be actually the same zone at 47.90. So once the market opens and you get an entry for sales, target 47.90. Remember, on the other hand, market is at 47.92. So, and you have seen that our target is 47.90. So if you get an entry, take the short and hold it. That's a good number of pips. That's a good number of pips. That's a good number of pips. For around, it's roughly 500 pips. It's 478 pips. So if you get that entry, just hold it. If you get the entry market open, hold that one, hold it. So guys, that is it from me for the weekly market forecast. See you next Sunday for another session on weekly market